Hello and welcome to Grassroots Cricket. This is Hijab Zahid and I've got with me none other than the West Indies skipper, Hayley Matthews. Hayley, thank you so much for your time and for being here. How do you feel today?
Yeah, well, firstly, thanks for having me. But yeah, pretty good. Obviously, coming off a win last night, so pretty happy with how things have been going here in Pakistan and enjoying our time down here also.
First of all, obviously, congratulations on the ODI series as well. And, the T20 series is going really well. You seem to just love playing against Pakistan. Why is that?
I don't know. I've probably just had some really good preparation. There's someone that we play against quite often, so I've had a good opportunity to really have a look at their bowlers and batters and do a lot of analyzing against them. And then I think honestly, look, we have a really good rivalry with the Pakistan team, so they might tend to bring out the best in us sometimes.
Absolutely. And we're just coming off, of the ODI series and then, the T20 series. You've already won 2 games. It's going pretty great. But those are two different formats, that require different kind of approaches. So how do you as a skipper, but also as a batter and, as a bowler, as an all-rounder, how do you switch yourself from the approach that you use in the ODIs to the T20 format?
I honestly think with cricket, a lot of the time, especially as a batter, it's different, but it's still so similar at the same time. I think batting is still batting at the end of the day. Obviously, in the T20s, you want to get out there, you want to be a bit more aggressive. So I tend to just try to flick the switch to be a bit more aggressive, but at the same time, maintain the same, I guess, level of batsmanship at the same time, whilst just trying to be a bit more aggressive with it.
Perfect. And as a skipper, what do you feel like some of your team strength that have given you the upper hand? Something that you feel like, this is something that we gotta keep at it because this is what's giving us the upper hand over our opponents.
I think like the way that our bowlers have been, I think throughout the ODI series and onto the T20 series, our bowlers have been doing a really good job at restricting the batters. We've been able to pick up early wickets at regular, pretty much in every single game. And then I think the key point for us has probably been the way our spinners have come about every game, being able to pick up wickets. Karishma Ramarat one game, Afi Fletcher another game, myself chipping in. I think we had Kiana Joseph, who's come about now in the T20s and has done such a good job at keeping things really tight in those middle overs. So I think we've been able to control the middle phase of the game really, really well, which has tend to give us the advantage most of the time, in my opinion.
Perfect. And you yourself have been in red hot form for a while now. You were the Wisden's leading cricketer, T20 cricketer in 2023 as well. So what is it that makes you so successful in all different conditions and all different formats?
But I think over the last 2 years, I have been fortunate to be in a good run of form. And I think it's off the back of some really hard work. I probably haven't had the best career when a lot of people might look at my potential. But look, I think the captaincy has done really well for me and just going out there and wanting to not give it away and I guess be really responsible at the crease has been something that's worked really, really well for me.
Yeah, and considering that this is a T20 World Cup year, how important, in context of that, how important is this series and this winning streak for you guys?
Yeah, it's massive. I think it gives the girls a load of confidence going up. And we play here in Pakistan and then we head over to Sri Lanka. I think where we're playing is quite crucial as well because the World Cup is being played in Bangladesh. So I think being in Asia and playing under these conditions, playing in the heat, all these kinds of stuff are going to help us be as close to the preparation that we need as when we go to Bangladesh. So I think we're all super happy that we're here in Pakistan, probably even more happy that we're able to be performing and winning the games that we are. And then when we head over to Sri Lanka, I think that's going to help us kind of have that perfect build up to the World Cup.
Absolutely. And as somebody who's captained the West Indian side for a while now, does the captaincy bring on the extra pressure to you as a player, or do you enjoy that extra responsibility?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't look at it as pressure. Probably in the beginning when I first started, new to captaining at this kind of level, it was definitely a lot of weight on these shoulders. But I think one thing I can commend is the way our girls have come on and improved over the last 2 years has been so commendable to watch and to see. And they've just been able to slowly lift all that pressure off my shoulders, which has been really helpful for me. And now it's almost just like not pressure, but more of just a responsibility to want to do well for the team. And the thing is, I think I'm flourishing now whilst leading, so I'm really looking forward to doing it every time and enjoying it every time I step out there. So it's almost helping me now instead.
Absolutely. And Hayley, you've also participated and played a lot of different leagues in the world in the past few years. How do you think that helps you and other players develop your skills, and how does the exposure help in developing your game?
Yeah, I think look, it's crucial. The experience plays such a massive role in a batter's game, I think, and just having the knowledge of how to score runs, how to build an innings. And I've taken quite a long time, I think, especially in the T20 format to learn how to do that. But I've had the opportunity to just learn, and so much of that was learning on the franchise format and learning from these competitions, playing in the Women's Big Bash, in the Women's 100, the newly Women's IPL, in the Women's CPL that we've had running now for 2 years. And all these opportunities have helped me not only to gain experience in cricket, but gain experience all around the world in cricket as well. Under different conditions, playing in different teams with different cultures as well also helps you to grow as a person too.
Absolutely. And Hayley, since we're on a mission to get to know you better, we're just going to ask you a few short
Okay.
questions. Which one is your favorite ground to play at and why?
Favorite ground to play at, I would probably have to say Kensington Oval, and simply because it's my home ground in Barbados. And yeah, a little something special about it. So my father played for Pickwick Cricket Club in Barbados whilst I was growing up. So I used to be at cricket with him every Saturday, every Sunday. And Kensington Oval was actually their home ground at that time. So I got to grow up at Kensington Oval every Saturday of the week to then have it as my home international ground in Barbados. And it's actually where I was able to score my first century as well. So many amazing memories there.
Yeah, so it's truly your ground.
Yeah.
What is your most memorable cricket moment in your career so far?
Most memorable. I think there's a few. It's kind of hard to look past a lot of the time at winning a World Cup back in 2016. I think at the same time, the game we played against Australia last year, chasing on the highest ever T20 total. I think we chased 213 down. Was definitely something that meant a lot for me as well. So I think those are the two that stand out, and probably my first World Cup 100 as well in New Zealand. But there's so many things we can pick from. But yeah, I'm just super grateful for all of it, to be honest.
Of course, loads of memories and many more to come,
Yeah.
hopefully. What's the toughest opponent you've faced, Hayley?
Toughest opponent. I think my record would say England, probably because when you look at my stats, I probably haven't had the best batting stats against them. But I think team-wise, it's always hard to look past Australia. They're the best team in the world. They have been the best team in the world for quite some time now. Yeah, hopefully we soon see some teams coming up and beating them consistently. And I think with the World Cup this year and the way women's cricket has been going recently, Sri Lanka beating teams, we beating teams, just so many different things happening around the world. It definitely shows that this World Cup is going to be blockbuster and be a lot closer than people might think.
Absolutely. Do you have any pre-match rituals or superstitions that you like to do before you go out?
Not really, to be fair. I'm the type that I just, if we leaving at 12, I rock up at 11, have my shower, eat some food, and get going ready for the game, not going to lie.
Okay. And what's your favorite shot to play and why?
My favorite shot to play, probably a back foot punch, I think.
Good choice.
Yeah.
That's my favorite shot, not to play, but to watch you play.
Yeah, I think I've been pretty good at it from a young age, and I find that I pick it up and see it really early. And I mean, it is a bit stylish as well, so I'll take the back foot punch.
And what's your favorite post-match meal or snack?
Favorite post-match meal? You know what? The food here in Pakistan that we've been getting after our game's been pretty good. We've been getting some nice mashed potato and steak or stuff like that. But I probably don't have one specific thing. But yeah, the food that we've been getting here, some prawns, some mashed potatoes, some grilled steak, stuff like that, been pretty good down here.
Okay, we'll keep make a note of that.
Yeah. Keep it in the catering.
Of course. Thank you so much for your time, Hayley. It was lovely chatting with you. Good luck for the rest of the series and of course for the upcoming World Cup as well.
Thank you so much.
You.